Hello everyone and welcome back to the Sims 3 Unicorn Challenge here in Sleepy Meadows with our wonderful rebellious young adult fairy Zelda. And she is standing here very much annoyed with the rain, very much done with having it rain all day long. It looks like the rain may be easing up, but if it isn't, we are actually going to be sending Zelda over to the Weather Stone today. On her own, what she was singing at the beginning just there was actually a song called Under the Hot Desert Sun, which is a song she learned when she traveled to Samhara, which was quite a while ago. That was actually at the beginning of season 2 when she and Wyatt, as newlyweds, I think they were married by then, started wandering around through the world and exploring for all sorts of unique creatures and exotic animals. I don't think she has any of them left in her. She does have some stuff left in her inventory. I totally forgot to dig out some of the things that she had left in her inventory. Oh my gosh, Zelda. Okay, so let's look over really quickly some of the treasures and the little adventurous pieces that she has from when she was traveling the world before we settled into our little itty bitty corner of her teeny tiny forest back here. And she has been told by the law enforcement and the people in town that she does indeed need to make it so that the trash people and the mail people can at least reach her mailbox. So I don't know what Zelda thinks about that. We'll probably cancel the newspaper too, unless Wyatt wants to read it for some reason. But let's see what we have left over from her previous life when she was your more typical young fairy adult, if you could say such thing as typical, living here in Sleepy Meadows in an actual house. And we may go visit her parents' house and the house that she grew up in later today too. But she has a whole bunch of treasures left over that I totally forgot about in her inventory. So let's see what we have. We have a red herring, which is pretty awesome. Is there some way I can let the little guy go, or maybe send him to be mounted? Oh gosh, give name to red herring, give as a gift. Well, we don't really want to do any of those things, so we'll wait on that. We have trilobite beetles, which were actually pretty rare, so we could probably sell those and make a little bit of money, which will help if we ever want to be able to take good care of our horses and maybe start buying up some of the lots in the area. We've got some fireflies, most likely to have a big family. That was the award that she got from high school when she graduated high school. She got the most likely to have a big family award. Zelda, we'll have to see. She is very cute and I would love to see what her kids look like. And she does have family oriented, but nothing about having kids just yet. She's totally obsessed with focusing on this really intense, rebellious side of herself, trying to start up her fairy commune here on the edge of town and hopefully being able to meet with the unicorn. But to meet with the unicorn, we have to become best friends forever with 3 animals first. So the first of which needs to be our sassy little puppy Biscuit here. I don't know how well Biscuit and Zelda get along, so we're gonna have to look into that. In fact, we'll let Zelda go ahead and we'll try reinforcement, praise for being neat, and then we'll try playing affection. We can rub belly. Let's try rubbing his belly. I don't know if Biscuit will take that very well because he is pretty aggressive, but let's let Zelda go ahead and try to bond with Biscuit while we root around inside of her pockets and see what else she has. Bamboo straight swift butterfly, molecule model, newspaper club trophy. Here's another fairy castle. Oh, that would be kind of useful. Can I put that down? Oh, sweet. We have a second fairy castle. That would be really good. There, we'll just stick it down here and we'll say that we've got like all sorts of spots that fairies could just live over here. Maybe we'll try to convince other fairies to move in. And that didn't go so well. So Biscuit, reinforcement, scold for being a piggy. No, I want to scold him for being so aggressive. That's not a good thing to have him be aggressive. We'll have him talk to him and we'll say that she's giving him a stern talking to. Because that is not appropriate, Biscuit. How are we ever going to become best friends forever with a cranky puppy? Oh, and now Wyatt's checking out the new house. That's adorable. So we'll have to see what he thinks about that. Okay, come on, Biscuit. Let's try friendly. Asked to bring a newspaper, play. Let's try playing fetch with him and just see what happens. Also, and he growled at us again. Biscuit, that's not the way to behave. All right, well, go to venue with. We could go to the venue with Biscuit. Maybe we'll take him on a walk with us. That'd be kind of hilarious. Also, this trash that showed up in their yard. So I like to imagine that they kind of bought an empty plot on the edge of town that is next to this abandoned mine. So you can see there's a gigantic mine here. There's a whole bunch of really awesome pieces of metal and gemstones and spots where Biscuit could probably dig up some pretty useful items right over here next to their house. So this is kind of like your semi-polluted, somewhat abandoned edge of town. And this is coincidentally where they were able to afford their first home in quotation marks. But when you're a fairy and you can just have your fairy castle, which probably is not very expensive to make. I mean, look at it. It's basically like an oversized dollhouse with magic. So I imagine as a fairy, you can really have almost no living expenses. So that's why they picked this spot. They wanted to start living traditional fairy lifestyles. But neither Wyatt or Zelda really grew up as traditional fairies. So I think that's kind of just something that she's got in her mind of wanting to be without really understanding what it would be like to live as a traditional fairy. In fact, let's go ahead. I'm actually going to have her take a nap really quickly while we wait. And Biscuit Buddy, you can do whatever you want because you're just being aggressive. I think Zelda's done trying to mess around with you. All right, and he's got his food and he's got some shelter. So don't worry, Biscuit's got plenty of things, and we'll even send him over here to get a toy so that he'll have a toy out that he can play with. But yeah, I think Zelda and Wyatt, it's kind of like two people who grew up going, yeah, I want to move out of the city into the countryside, but they have no practical experience with farming. So then they buy a farm and they're totally in the deep end. That's kind of what's going on with these two right now. Okay, and what does Wyatt want to do? Oh, he's singing Under the Hot Desert Sun too. So I think Wyatt also wishes, even though they have multiple fairy houses now, that maybe they could get out from under the sun. But the reason I was telling you guys how this is like the rundown side of town, where if they weren't planning on trying to make this into an enchanted forest and inviting magic creatures in, they could probably live like this indefinitely. Kind of like the fairy version of just buying a nice trailer and sticking it out in the middle of nowhere and just living out of it. That's what they're doing with their fairy castles, but they want to improve the land. They want to get more plants growing. They want to grow rare plants. They want to be able to have the unicorns move in. They want to be able to have other creatures show up, like those fireflies that Zelda has in her inventory. If she gathers those guys up and maybe we could have her release them here, then what I could do is go in and we could put in the spawners for those fireflies on the lot. And I think we're going to give ourselves a challenge to try to maybe have like some special gemstones, maybe in their raw form or their cut form. And maybe we should have some of like at least a few of the special animals and at least a few of the special plants. It looks like she has a lot of flame fruit. Oh my goodness. There's a painter. There's a little image of the two of them together. I wasn't expecting to see a kiss, so that's kind of cute. Maybe I can hang it on maybe I can somehow get with move objects on for it to hang up on these rocks back here. That would be kind of adorable. But we want to try to get down some of the relics maybe. We want to try to plant some of the flame fruit, some of the rare stuff, so we can build an enchanted forest. I'm really looking forward to that part of the challenge, on top of trying to get the unicorn to move in. Honestly, it's going to take so long to become friends with the other animals that it will probably be a good thing to have a garden and other projects going on. But living here on the edge of town means that they run into pollution. So we have this random item that just popped up and I have no idea like what it is or why we had a bunch of trash just show up out of nowhere. And it turns out that's because this used to be a junkyard and we cleared it out to move Zelda and Wyatt in, but it's so perfect because that means we have a junkyard spawner in the corner that I didn't know about. Thank you so much to the person who mentioned that in comments, that's why we had junk showing up. So this is now a dump. So we're going to say that the people in town don't really understand that Zelda and Wyatt moved in because they literally just have like a mailbox and a couple fairy houses that not many people recognize as a house. They just think it's like a moss rock. So people keep dumping their junk here next to the abandoned mine. And that's why we have the random trash showing up in our yard. So that's a good way to show how this area is polluted. And the townspeople are just kind of wrecking the environment over here. So Zelda and Wyatt will have to clean up, and we'll say that the replace cost is kind of like what it cost to clean up all of the pollution left on their new land. Anything that shows up over here. And then when we finally manage to get some of the magical creatures, or at least maybe 3 of the magical plants growing over here, and at least 2 or 3 of the insects or the special animals roaming around here, like rare mammals, or maybe some of the rare birds, or maybe some of the rare little reptiles. If we can release them over here and put their spawners in, then we'll say that we've like restored the area and we'll remove the spawner. But I really love that idea that we'll have to be dealing with the pollution showing up from the trash spawner, especially because I didn't know it was there. So it's kind of a fun little random thing. All right, Wyatt, we're going to sell his, well, we'll keep his very first invention for now. And I'm actually going to have Wyatt come over, replace this. Can we do anything with the table? And now he's just using his umbrella. So now if we want to, we can get rid of the table. I guess Wyatt could sell it maybe? Is there, can I put it in like the family inventory and maybe make it so everything Wyatt sells, he has to go to, we'll make everything Wyatt sells. Maybe we'll have to make him go to the consignment store, which actually is owned by Zelda's dad. So that would be kind of cool if we could get a better benefit from that. All right, so let's go ahead and send Wyatt in so he can not try for baby, holy days. So he can use the all-in-one bathroom. And then we'll send him up to be able to go and work on his inventing skill. Look, he wants to learn the sculpting skill too. Cool. So we'll send him up to work on his inventing skill at the new junkyard. So this used to be the junkyard. That's why it spawns that stuff. But I moved the junkyard up over here next to the diner, the Flying V's coffee house, and the school. So actually the junkyard's over here now. And apparently this is where like one of the alpha werewolves likes to hang out. So that's not part of my plans, but we'll have to see what happens. All right, and I think Zelda's had enough of the rain. So when she's done with her nap, we'll send her to the Weatherstone to get rid of the rain. But I'm really excited about that. So pollution that we have to deal with here. And I actually want to see if we can send Biscuit out to go and visit Marina. Marina. So Marina, who is his mate. So apparently he has a mate somewhere out there in the world. I've never met them. I have no idea where his mate lives. So we would have to figure out where on earth she is. Where would Marina be? Oh, what's this? Professional horse training seminar. That sounds kind of cool. I think Zelda would want to go to that. Let's wake her up. We'll send Zelda to the professional horse training seminar because she's thinking how Biscuit's being so stubborn. I don't think she's a big fan of dogs, so Biscuit is going to be like her biggest challenge. And let's go ahead and send her over to the horse training seminar. What will it take to attend that? Let's see. Attend riding class. Next equestrian competition. Buy a horse. Visit the center. So can we visit the center with Biscuit and just be like, come on, Biscuit. Let's do it. Let's see what we do. Okay, Biscuit can't join us. No, it got canceled. Why? Okay, up we go. Up we go. I wanna go to the professional horse training seminar. That sounds really fun. Maybe we can attend a riding class. All right, we'll send Zelda to do that. So she'll go attend a riding class today because she's heard rumor that the professional horse training seminar is going on, and I think she's hoping maybe she can learn something about it. Oh, are we blocking? Oh my goodness. Okay, hang on, guys. I think we're actually blocking the travel portal to get out of the house. That's not a good thing. Okay, so let me try moving the mailbox and let me try moving the trash can. So city laws say even if we're trying to like just live on the edge of a little commune, we actually have to sort of move some things around. So even fairies have to follow the law. Which may be interesting because I've kind of been thinking about that idea that fairies snatch children. You know, have you ever heard about that? Oh, look how much fog. The fog is literally just centered on their house. Oh, we're probably going to want to buy this lot sooner than I thought so that they can have a semi-nice place to live. All right, then let's come on over. Let's try attending the writing class again. And let's see if that does it. So poor Zelda and Wyatt having to like listen to the zoning regulations going on here. Can you guys get out of your house? What about now? Come on, Zelda, you can do it. You can do it. Come on, Zelda. Wyatt's just like checking out the two fairy houses back and forth. All right, let's see. And meanwhile, Velma Dinkley's experiment is successful. So Velma from the Scooby-Doo crew is just getting promoted left and right for some reason. And then let's see. Are we stuck? Okay, hang on, you guys. I'm going to try to fix this. All right, there we go. Zelda is on her way to go and enjoy the writing class. So hopefully she'll learn something. I think she is sick and tired of all of this rain too. And it would be really nice if she had a horse. I think she's thinking about how nice it would be if she could work with the unicorn to maybe ride it, because this is taking her forever on her little fairy legs to get all the way to the edge of their property, and now she's going to take her little moped. I really need to get her a little scooter. I really need to get her a broom like her father has to fly around on, because that's pretty awesome. Oh my goodness. And Wyatt's thinking about wooing of the hooing in the fairy house. So he's been checking out the fairy houses, just bouncing between the two of them, and he seems pretty happy. So we're going to send Wyatt on up. Let's go ahead and have him kind of tidy the area up. I imagine that Wyatt's really good about just making sure everything's okay. Check neighborhood for pets to adopt. He would be really, I think Wyatt would be a little bit of a softie that way, where he would look through and see what the adoptions have, check weekly events, find discount classes. I feel like he's a little bit more thoughtful that way. Let's have him check the weather, because he doesn't like the fact that it's been so much rain lately either. Biscuit! So Biscuit's sniffing around. We'll let him go ahead and rest. Is Zelda almost there? Zelda's almost to the riding class. I think she thinks maybe if she can learn a little bit more about horses, that'll help her learn more about unicorns. And if she can learn more about animals in general, that'll help her with Biscuit. All right, Wyatt. What do you think's going on down here? Oh yeah, oh, there we go. Okay, so heavy rain, then it's going to be sunny. So Monday is heavy rain, sunny, hail, sunny, sunny, sunny. We should be okay. We'll endure. And also, while I was trying to get Zelda off the lot, her stepmother, Gina, has been promoted to mad scientist, which is something that Gina has actually been working towards for a long time. So hopefully that fulfilled the lifetime wish. Well, I guess that's gone since we're out of their household right now. But that is a lifetime wish that Gina has had for a very long time. So I'll be excited to swap over occasionally to the Northstar main family and see what they're up to. And also Velma Dinkley of the Scooby-Doo crew has been promoted to cross creature robot breeder. And then, oh, Chancer is the father of a new baby. Maggie has just given birth. Oh my gosh. So we have a lot of the monsters and a lot of the supernaturals in town having more babies. That's so exciting. I love NRAS because it makes your Sims do all of those complicated things in the background. And I really enjoy learning more about that. All right. No. We'll pick this up. Wyatt will take that with him. And I think Wyatt, where's Biscuit? All right. Biscuit's off doing his own thing. He's very independent. I really want to find where his mate is so that we can hopefully have them have some adorable little puppies. But let's send Wyatt over here. And we'll have him. Can you dig around? Aw, dang it. We can't dig through. There's nothing left to dig for in the junk pile. Try again later. You can dig through these junk piles, even though I've never done it before. I've never actually messed with the inventing skill before. And you can, ooh, he can collect that at least. Oh, look, he can dig through these. Let's have him dig through some of this junk. That would be really fun. All right, Wyatt, can you get off your little lot? Because if you guys are so far, yeah, I think I just had too many flowers. That'll teach me to like cover the place with flowers. All right, and Zelda, where is she going? She is slowly walking her way up. Woo, there we go. Sorry about that. She is slowly walking her way up to the equestrian center. So let's let Zelda work her way into the equestrian center. Eventually, we can actually come over here with our horses and we can try racing them and training them up here. Look how beautiful this is. A very, very nice equestrian center with all sorts of fancy bits and bobs, including a bunch of duckies. Look at that, because it's raining. That's so cool. Oh, there's even ducky statues. That's adorable. I've never done anything with the horses that on this level where you race them and train them and breed them over here. Is this a little, oh, there's some little ruins over here too. Oh, I love Sleepy Meadows. I got it years ago when we first started playing Sims 3. It's the very first Sims 3 neighborhood I ever played, and I have not regretted it. It's always been just so much fun to enjoy. Oh, I forgot that cost like $500. I don't think Zelda really thinks through spending money left and right. So she's going to stay over here and she's going to possibly get her very first riding skill because she's going to attend that lecture and try to learn a little bit more about horses. And being Zelda, she probably marched right in and went, so where are the unicorns? And she wants to know what's happening. And if she gets out and it's still raining, we're going to send her to the Weatherstone because I think she is so done with this rain. All right. And where is, oh, go to France. You can't go to France just yet. You're busy being a fairy. All right. And now we're going to come over with our awesome little Wyatt and we're going to see what he's up to. He's going to collect up this little gemstone here. And oh, it's a tiny space rock. Now that would be an amazing twist. One of the politics of the town that we talked about a little bit in the prologue is that they're thinking about allowing aliens into Sleepy Meadows because maybe aliens could be considered a type of supernatural. But there is a divide in town, especially when you talk to the zombies who have just recently gained citizenship and rights here in town. And when you talk to the traditional witches and some of the swamp monsters on if aliens should be allowed in town or not, because this is a town meant to provide a safe haven for the supernaturals, and aliens have all of space, and these guys only have like their swamps in the town that they've built together. So a lot of the different creatures who live here are against adding aliens in. But what would happen if we ended up with an alien baby? Oh geez, Lyra was hard enough to obtain though, so the chances of having another alien baby are kind of scary. And I don't want to get too dark, but what the heck? I saw that and the first thing I thought was, oh no, this is like one of the hideouts for the alpha werewolf who lives in town, and that looks like a very suspicious murder weapon. If I was playing Clue, I would be like, it was the alpha werewolf in the junkyard, because that is a little bit with the wrench. I mean, that's a little bit scary, guys. Oh my goodness. All right. So, I mean, look at this. I mean, there is a body, but these kinds of random graves and everything tend to show up around this town. So the Sims try not to get too agitated about it, because who knows, that could be a ghost, and ghosts have personhood rights in Sleepy Meadows too. It's very rude to just move somebody's bones without permission, so I think that's why they just leave those there. Really, it's just, you know, it's kind of like having the gravestones pop up all over the place. The ghost may have a right to be there. All right, so let's see. Zelda is still attending her class. The rain is stopping, thank goodness. And let's see, Wyatt, are you finding anything useful in there? Oh my gosh, look how much scrap he has. I didn't know that you got so much scrap from these things. This is amazing. Wyatt has collected all the scrap in this pile. That's 15 units of scrap. Cool. So I don't know what we're going to do with those yet, but I'm sure we'll find out. So he's feeling pretty good. We're going to send him over here. Wow, and he can make his little widget. He can make his little smasher widget. That's adorable. We're going to have him go ahead and invent, because that's what he wants to do. He wants to build a widget. So he's really getting into like the mind. I think he's kind of trapped into his mind right now, and he's just sort of thinking about the fact that for what he had as a normal sim living here in Sleepy Hollow, he has now stepped up, and he has now kind of become somewhat of an immortal in his eyes, or at least he's going to live a super, super long time compared to what he used to. So he's got a lot of time to think about building and a lot of time to try to develop his skills. Also, what the heck is happening? Is there a protest happening right here? Pyro Blossom, who's a fire witch, and she's pregnant? When did that happen, Pyro? But Pyro Blossom is here leading a protest. I have no idea why. Oh my gosh, Daphne's here. Benjamin's here. Is everybody showing up to like have a protest at the junkyard? I feel like maybe some of these Sims are showing up to protest I feel like they're showing up to protest the werewolf who made this like one of his dens. Also, Zelda has decided to see life from the back of a horse. It takes more than a rear end to sit in the saddle, but after a little riding time with a patient four-legged partner, Zelda will soon be blazing the trails, leaping gates, and training horses like a pro. All right. So, and Wyatt just improved his inventing skill. Fantastic. So Zelda has just finished up her skill. Who knows what's going on over here? Are these two fighting over the alpha werewolf? Because he seems super popular in town. We'll worry about that later. Buy a horse. Who wants to buy a car or bicycle when you can have your very own horse to ride? Buying a horse will get everybody talking. Oh my gosh. Could we even do that? Zelda's kind of impulsive. We're just going to go inside and see if that's even something we could do. Oh, Wyatt has run out of scrap to invent? What? What? It ends that quickly? He runs out of scrap that fast? Are you kidding? We barely even got started. Also, what the heck? There's a witch down there. It's one of the Pruitt children. Okay. The Pruitt children happen to be the family where Zelda's father, Damien, is expecting his secret child with the witch there. So let's see. Can I ran out of scrap to invent. Can we purchase some scrap? Oh my gosh. Well, I think Wyatt's going to beat her to buying anything by purchasing that many scrap. Did I just really get that much? Whoa! And the horses are loading in. So if we decided to buy a horse, you guys, so that we could actually have Zelda go ahead and just start with having a horse that she could free from the tyranny of man and let loose in her woods in the forest that we're building, these are some of the horses we can pick from. I have learned, thanks to your guys' awesome comments, because I had no idea, that the unicorn we saw last time is actually a female. So we would want a male horse, and we would want him as the unicorn's mate. And we may want to try to go snag the wild horses too. So we may not be able to afford any of these horses. There's Aaliyah, Snowball, Grace, Bobo, who's aggressive and nervous. He's very, very cheap, actually. He's Barb. Let's see. Gypsy. Oh, wow. This is so cool. Mixed horses. So Bobo is the only male. He is very cheap because he is aggressive and nervous, and I don't think Zelda feels confident enough to get him, so we'll just go ahead and leave that be. We're gonna have this guy come over here and invent. He should have gotten a whole bunch of scrap from that. Hopefully he has enough. It's just not showing up. It's not showing up, maybe because I bought so much? Who knows? The foreboding full moon. Oh, and the full moon's going up. That actually makes the fairies happy. We'll leave these two to whatever they're arguing about in the corner. So Zelda is not going to get that horse. I think that she's going to be thinking about horses, but we'll try to introduce her to the wild horses instead. And also, can I send her back? Oh my gosh, what's going on over here? Hello, everyone. Hi. Is your family... Her whole family is visiting. There's Darian. There's Gina. There's her sister, her half-sister, Ariel, and there is Brian Goth, and Brian is actually the genetic clone of Mortimer Goth. Yeah, this family has a lot of really awesome history. But what are they doing? Are they just coming to visit? Or did they hear about what's coming up? So I guess ask about age, ask about funds, complain about the status quo, discuss work, enthuse about brooms, I guess. That would be her way of being like, hey, Dad, can you get me a broom? Zelda definitely would be the type of rebellious young adult who'd be like, I am living on my own and I'm going to start a commune. But by the way, can I have some money? Do you have any extra nectar punch? I wonder why her family is visiting. I guess they've heard about her desire to start something for the unicorns. Hey, Darian. How you doing? Can I talk with you? Ariel, you sort of drove right into, I guess we can greet her sister, maybe? You drove right into your dad, Ariel. All right, hi guys. How you doing? Adopt a pet from him. No, thank you. Can we enthuse about brooms? Hey, Dad. Hey, Darian. We've learned this in the past. You should ask. Before casting your magic. Come on. You were on the committee that decided that was going to be a law in town. Darian, why do you think yourself above the law? Okay, so he was... Why were you using that charm on yourself? I have no idea what Darian's doing with himself, but it's kind of ridiculous. And Ariel's a little bit annoyed because we've gotten in the way. Okay, come on. Well, at least we got to say hello. Friendly, enthuse about brooms. Let's try this again. Can we not talk to him here? Teach. Okay. Can I say anything to Darian at all? We'll try one more time. No? Okay. All right. I think Zelda's too tired. So we're going to send her home, which is kind of anticlimactic. But the good news is we've at least gotten her trained up in one riding skill now. And I think you need to have like riding skill 5 or 6 to adopt a wild horse. And I do want to adopt a wild horse at some point. So I guess they're coming over to see a riding competition of some kind. Maybe that's how Zelda got the idea to start looking into, oh, and she's going to eat something. Oh, and something's happening. Oh, Wyatt's on fire. I didn't know that could happen. I would be very happy if the rain came back now, please. Wyatt, buddy. Wyatt, come on, buddy. Come on. This is a little bit, please put yourself out. He's so calm. I think he's reached some sort of like fairy zen place. Just put yourself out, okay? That's better. Now he's starting to realize something very, very bad happened. Are you really fine? Just like that? Yes, you can fly. Let's just let him focus on the fact that he's a fairy. He's like, even that didn't harm me. Okay, Wyatt, as long as you're happy. All right, we're going to go ahead and let him tidy up in here. And then Zelda is going home. It looks like she ate something. I think she had like a banana in her inventory. She does. She has bananas back here. What? And pushable stone fragments. We have a magic gnome. We have some flame fruit. Some, ooh. Wow, we've got a few things hiding in here. This is interesting. We've got a lot of her like memories from when she was younger, and a street. I do have a street art kit. We don't need to buy one then. And then buy a horse. What's this? Adopt a horse. Ooh. You know what? That's another choice. We could probably adopt a horse. I think that's a good idea. Adopting a horse may be exactly what we need to do in order to get Zelda attached to more animals, because she does need to be best friends with something. So she's starting to think about the practicalities of trying to understand horses in order to be able to help out. And we also should buy some lights. I think that that's another thing she's going to be realizing. Let's go ahead and light a fire just to get that up and going. Hang in there, Zelda. But I think she's beginning to think about the practicalities of taking care of a unicorn, and that she doesn't really know a lot about animals, and or at least the bigger animals. She knows a lot actually, because she had her zoologist lifetime wish filled about taking care of the small animals. Let's see, let's have her go ahead and sleep. But she doesn't really know a lot about taking care of the bigger animals, such as the dogs and the cats. We should probably get a cow plant at some point too. So yeah, we're gonna have to have Zelda learn a little bit more about all of the living creatures that she wants to take care of in her Enchanted Forest. So maybe we will adopt a horse and just like start there. Because it doesn't look like she's getting along very well with Biscuit. All right, then what's going on over here? Wyatt's browsing the web. Oh, and he's happy. He's a phone junkie. What? From using his smartphone? I didn't know about that. And I think he would come over and try inventing again. So let's know he wants to go to the day spa and reach level 4 of the inventing skill. Let's go ahead and have him focus on that. And I think that would be fun for Wyatt. Also, somebody's screaming. Oh, it's a zombie. No, it's Zola. Oh, Zola, what are you doing here? This is Zola. She is actually like part Frankenstein. I think she's actually the daughter of Frankenstein, believe it or not. And I think that she's actually here because she also has a crush on the alpha. That werewolf, he is a little bit popular. I keep getting worried he's going to show up and start yelling at Wyatt, like, what are you doing here? But so far, everything seems to be okay. So, oh, what's that? There's a little creature. Wyatt, there's little creatures. There's little creatures next to you. Go ahead and catch them. What are they? Hang on. Oh, they vanished. Wyatt, there they are again. They're little bugs. Get them, Wyatt. Get them. Maybe you can release them in your forest. That would be really useful. All right, what did he catch? He caught a rare insect valued at $3. Eh? He caught a pillbug. It's a common insect, Wyatt. I don't think that's worth calling an Enchanted Forest creature. Oh, and he's got a little unit of scrap right there. Well, actually, we should leave it on the ground and then collect it next time he rolls the want to collect things. Oh, and I didn't even think about using some of his lifetime rewards. So this will be fun. For Wyatt, we'll probably focus on like the mental aura of everything. Oh, speaking of aura, what am I doing? He is a fairy. We should definitely turn his aura on. Aura of creativity would probably be a good thing. And then we'll have him work and, oh, there's more little bugs. There's more little bugs roaming around over here. Then we'll have him work on his inventing. There we go. Who's calling him? What the heck? Is that going to be Zelda? Like, where are you? All right, we'll have him answer his phone really quickly because I'm a little curious. All right, go ahead and answer your phone, Wyatt. And then we'll look through some of his lifetime rewards that he can get. But it may seem a little odd when we're trying to make an Enchanted Forest to focus on Wyatt being able to investigate. I guess that was the wrong number. But focusing on Wyatt being able to investigate on these mental skills like sculpting, painting, and using his inventing. But I think that he'll actually be able to use his inventions, kind of like Tinkerbell, the Tinkerbell series, yeah? To be able to help the forest. So to be able to make money at the very least, or maybe make some machinery that can actually help the forest. And I think that's going to be almost parallel to the way that Zelda's parents, being the traditional witch and being the mad scientist fairy, will kind of have a bit of an argument, because Zelda's wanting to go like super traditionalist fairy, and maybe when she and Wyatt start talking about kids, she's going to be like, we should fairy nap one of the babies in town, because that's what fairies traditionally do. So that would be interesting to see if that's what they're going to do instead of actually instead of having babies of their own. So we'll have to see about that. But Yeah, I'm really excited to see how that'll play out. So we'll have to see if Zelda decides that Wyatt's little projects with inventing are something she wants to encourage or something she wants to smush, because that doesn't have to do with the naturalistic forest vision she has in mind. But if she's not very responsible with money and she's not very responsible with like Biscuit and trying to tame him down a little bit and make him a good dog that they can work with, then and let me see, Usher. All right, and Wyatt's working on his inventing skill. Fantastic. Common household objects are built with so many widgets and whatsits these days that it's inevitable that something breaking is inevitable. With a hammer in hand, Wyatt will hopefully be able to fix any mechanical or electrical situation gone awry, and perhaps make things just a little bit better in the process. So I think he's building up his mechanical skill too. Sweet. But see, that's interesting. So here we go. Once again, just like Darian and his wife Gina had that fight between the traditionalist and the scientist, it's kind of interesting to see how Wyatt, being a thinker right now, is developing on this line. So we'll keep an eye on him. All right, discover a new invention. Become friends with Missy once more. So we'll have to see how he does. And then meanwhile, Zelda's just over here thinking about her protest, thinking about maybe trying to write. Oh, there's just a creepy blown up child's toy that's showing up over here. Oh, that's so creepy. That's really kind of cool that it's here though. What? Mariana has given birth to a litter of 4. Oh my gosh, the Kinder household. What have you done? Oh my gosh, Biscuit just had puppies. You guys. I can't believe that. We're gonna have to bring some of his puppies over. I think that we're gonna have to bring 1 or 2 of his puppies into the family. This is ridiculous. Maybe Sunny or Roxy or Jack or Sabby. I can't believe this. Biscuit. You're a dad. You didn't even let me know. That's amazing. Okay, so we're going to be seeing Biscuit's puppies next time. I think that Wyatt and Zelda probably need to gain some sort of skill so that they start working better with the animals. Maybe animal expert. Cats, dogs, and horses live much longer. So Zelda has a natural inclination to be able to be an animal expert. So we'll have to see if we can start giving her some more skills so that she can become a little bit more efficient with being able to befriend Biscuit. And maybe because they're fairies raised by wolves, yeah, like that. Maybe we can start giving her some of those things. Maybe because they're fairies, they can kind of communicate with their animals a little bit. After all, she grew up talking to the family familiar cat, Soot. So Soot could definitely talk to the witches and everybody in the family. So maybe she can start communicating a little bit with Biscuit and finding out that Biscuit just had puppies. Oh my gosh. Okay, so we'll go see Biscuit's puppies and continue to figure out how we're going to forge forward with this challenge and hopefully be able to get Zelda to be friends with some of the animals in town, including the horse, including the actual unicorn. I don't think he's out. Yeah, he's not out tonight. So we'll also have to keep an eye out for the unicorn. He is out tonight. What? Oh my gosh. And now Wyatt, ironically, has just learned how... Oh my goodness. And who's over here? Vance. Oh, the Goth family is over here getting to know Boots. She's showing off again. You guys, we've got to get Zelda over here. There's so much happening. I love this town. And this is really funny because Wyatt just learned how to do fairy repair on broken objects. So see, he is becoming a tinker. He's a tinker fairy. That's the most adorable thing ever. And why is Bella Goth here? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Who knows why? This is amazing. All right. I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.